What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you those latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you informed on what's going on. And hope you're not getting a little bit too scared. Bitcoin is dipped down to $15,000. Are you back at 116 yet? We are 116,000, but nothing to worry about, guys, because the big players are still buying the Bitcoin. We got word of like Michael Saylor and BlackRock alone own like 6% of the total supply of Bitcoin. Yeah, right here. Bitcoin Ben tweeted this out saying, let that sink in. But just in, BlackRock and Michael Saylor now hold 1,377,914 Bitcoin worth $162.9 billion right now. And again, that's 6.56% of the total supply. So these guys aren't stopping. And we even got word showcasing that Michael Saylor is not stopping. Like he just bought another 430 Bitcoin for just $51 million. I know, just $51 million, but he's not stopping. He's going to keep acquiring it. And I believe he did say like he wants his company to be able to have like 7% of the supply. Like that's as high as they'll go. They never want more of that because again, if you hold all of it, then there's no value at all. So he has his sights set for at least 7% of it. But then we have other companies out there starting treasury companies that want to hold 1%. So it might not be possible for Saylor to get all 7% of the Bitcoin that he wants to have, because every single day we keep getting more and more companies. Like just in, we have the AMDEX plans to launch a Bitcoin treasury company called AMBTS on the Dutch stock exchange, and they aim to own at least 1% of the Bitcoin supply. So that's just one company. And what did they say about this? So Lucas Wensing, CEO of AMDEX, while Bitcoin has been the best performing major asset in the past 10 years with a fast adoption as digital capital, it is still relatively small in investment portfolios, with now over 10% of the Bitcoin supply held by corporations, governments, and institutions. We think that the time is right to establish a Bitcoin treasury company with the aim to obtain a listing on the Euronext Amsterdam, as one is the leading exchanges in Europe. Now, this will provide institutional investors with new financial instruments to get exposure to the performance of Bitcoin. So big players are still buying it. So guys, don't get scared off. Sell your Bitcoin. Just keep hodling. This is your new saving plan. This is like the one official like hard asset out there. Like, let's see, what else is I see? Because like, yeah, it's the main like hard asset, and like even Metaplanet is buying more too as well. Like these are the two main companies we hear all the time, with a couple other smaller ones out there. But even Metaplanet just added another 775 Bitcoin. Now the Japanese firm sits on 18,888 Bitcoin. Their average buy price is just 100,000 per coin, so not bad. That's the beauty of dollar cost averaging. Now, while most companies diversify into bonds or stocks, Metaplanet is going all in on the hardest money in history, and that is what Bitcoin is the hardest money in history. And like people, like you will not get another chance after this. We are living in a historic time, and history will remember Metaplanet has the Asia's MicroStrategy out there, so they will definitely see that. But no, so big guys are still just rolling in. They're still buying. They're not stopping. So don't sell your Bitcoin to them, because they're just going to hold on to it. So what else is going on, though? Yeah, we haven't even started the news yet. But welcome, guys. It's Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. Thank you for everyone who's joined our block party event in Dallas, Texas at our Dallas club out there. So yeah, a huge shout out to everyone who came out to the 4th Bitcoin Ben Dallas block party, where we were honored to have Texas Slim at the Texas Beef Initiative join us, bringing awareness to food sovereignty, supporting local ranchers, and building strong communities through sound health and sound money. We're going to get videos of this coming soon, but yeah, this was the event that took place last Friday. They're hosting block parties every now and then. You can follow them on their meetup page. But here we have a nice little crowd there. We have Jay, our CEO, sitting next to Texas Slim at the event. So he popped on down there. Got some guests coming in. So yeah, great event going on there. And that's not the only thing going on. Like we have so many clubs out there. We like here in Sarasota was our first one. We have Nashville, Tennessee. We got Leominster, Massachusetts, Plano, Texas right here, Las Vegas. And then we're working on so many more. So we want to at least have 30 clubs in the next 2 years. So we're going to be booming fast. And if you are in the Sarasota area, come check us out. We had Janet, our chief marketing officer from Nashville, stop on by down here the other week. She was here recently, and she loved her visit. She made a little video for us on it. She was like, I love visiting our very first Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club in gorgeous Sarasota, seeing the new podcast room, the new LED screens, and our incredible team, plus Baxter. Can't forget about Baxter's. Yes, the good girl. Come visit her. But yeah, so come on down. We're at 2738 Bee Ridge Road, and let's play this quick little video for you, just showcasing the club. Baxter! Awesome ad, Janet. I love that. And yes, we have podcast rooms here at our clubs that you can rent out. So you don't need all the heavy duty equipment to start your own show. Be a member of the club. Prices vary per club. Here at our club, I know like our podcast room is like $69 an hour session. I think Nashville's may be a little bit cheaper, but they're all over the place. We even have Ed in our Massachusetts club coming pretty good this last weekend on updating their podcast room. Here we got photos showing on their Facebook page. Great progress on our podcast room. Let's take a look at that before we just hop into the news, getting some soundproofing going on. They're on their second floor there. So yeah, every single club you can rent a podcast room, even in Vegas. Right, did I pass Vegas? Where are you? Here we go, our Las Vegas club. Yeah, stage there. This is our most recent club that just opened up. And so, yeah, it's a little different than our other ones. It's Las Vegas, but still great. So definitely, if there's a club near you, come check us out. And we plan on having at least 30 within the next 2 years. So if one's not close, keep an eye out because we are going to be popping up like Starbucks, no joke. All right, so that's a good intro right there. Let's go on with the news. What else is happening right now? So let's see. First up, I'm going to start off with how the Fed and supervisory program overseeing banks and crypto activity. So this is a win-win for adoption-wise because we had so many restrictions with banks and everything and what they were doing with crypto. So it looks like they're ending a program. So let's go over this article and hear a little bit more about it. So the U.S. central bank now says it understands the risks associated with crypto. So, now they understand it? The Federal Reserve has ended a supervisory program that monitored banks involved in crypto. U.S. banks will no longer face increased scrutiny for offering things like crypto custody or stablecoin services, and the Fed's move comes as the regulatory landscape in the U.S. changes under Trump. So is this just changes happening of like the ending of operational choke point 2.0? Because that really stopped a lot of banks as being involved in any kind of crypto. So is this a part of that? I don't know. Let's find out together. So the Federal Reserve has ended a supervisory program aimed at monitoring U.S. banks offering crypto services. Now, its board said on Friday, America's central bank back in 2023 forced banks involved in crypto and other fintech activities to notify the Fed and follow strict guidelines. Now, since the board started its program to supervise certain crypto and fintech activities in banks, the board has strengthened its understanding of those activities, related risks, and bank risk management practices. Now, the U.S. central bank said in a statement, adding that it was rescinding the program and that the novel activities such as crypto asset custody and offering stablecoin or tokenized services will now be monitored through the normal supervisory process, rather than specialized programs with stricter guidelines, said the Federal Reserve Board. Now, Friday's announcement comes after the central bank in April withdrew two similar supervisory letters that previously limited the ability of the U.S. banks to engage in crypto services. Now, the Federal Reserve in August of 2022 and August 2023 originally issued guidance to banks getting involved in crypto, distributed ledger technology, and complex technology-driven partnerships with non-banks as a way to reduce risks. But back then, the Fed said that the risks associated with innovation needed to be addressed and that banks wanting to do things like crypto custody need to be closely supervised. Now, today's order specifically addresses the novel activities of supervision programs that the Federal Reserve created in August 2023, which placed U.S. banks under unique monitoring if they engaged in crypto services. Now, besides stablecoins and custody services, U.S. banks were subject to enhanced supervision if they concentrated in providing traditional banking activities, such as deposits, payments, and lending to crypto asset-related entities and fintechs. Now, US regulators became wary of the crypto industry and its entanglements with the broader financial sector following the 2022 collapse of digital asset exchange FTX and the failure of a number of small banks in 2023, including crypto-friendly Signature Bank. Now, for years, crypto industry leaders just decried banking regulated policies in the U.S. as a systematic and coordinated attempt to deny banking services to digital asset companies and then limit their growth. Now, the alleged scheme became known as Operation Choke Point 2.0. So, okay, this is part of that. Now, which borrowed its name from the Barack Obama era Operational Choke Point, an initiative that sought to debank firearms dealers, payday lenders, and other high-risk businesses. Now, but since President Donald Trump took office in January, regulators have adopted a more friendly approach to the digital asset industry. The SEC, for instance, is under new leadership and has scraped several lawsuits against digital asset companies filed during the Joe Biden administration. Now, President Trump, who became personally invested in crypto through a number of digital asset ventures, has also made good on many crypto-related campaign promises, including an executive order that prohibits the debanking of crypto companies. So yeah, that was just pretty much recently that happened, I remember. So yeah, so again, we have a pro-crypto president. Times have been changing. I know people were hoping things would happen a lot faster, but hey, it's still the government. Things move slowly up there. But hey, we're moving at a faster pace than we've seen before. So yeah, again, this is just a part of the ending of the Operational Choke Point 2.0. So we're going to get some more adoption coming in. But that is our Fed ending that supervisory program. Now, what else is going on in the space of crypto and adoption out there? Well, it looks like Thailand is rolling out a pilot program for tourists to convert crypto into bot for spending. So if you're looking to take a nice little Thailand trip, this little pilot program may be just for you, because now just selling your crypto for cash, just use this pilot program to convert it into the bot for spending. So let's go through this article, hear a little bit more about it. So the Thailand launched its Tourist DigiPay pilot program on Monday, aiming to boost tourism by allowing foreign visitors to convert crypto assets into Thai bot for spending. Now, the pilot is set just to run for 18 months initially, and so the country's financial minister. So let's go deeper. Thailand has rolled out a pilot program allowing foreign visitors to convert crypto assets into Thai bot for everyday spending. Now, in a statement released on Monday, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Pichai Chunvahajaya said that the new initiative called Tourist DigiPay will run for an initial 18 months under a regulatory sandbox overseen by the Ministry of Finance and the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Anti-Money Laundering Office, and the Ministry of Tourism and Sports as well. Now, the Tourist DigiPay project enables tourists to exchange cryptocurrency assets for local currency through regulated platforms, which can then be used at merchants across the country, according to the translated statement. Now, the SEC concluded a public consultation on August 13th on the use of crypto assets to support tourism growth, local news outlet The Nation reported. And officials said that the project reflects changes in travel behavior as tourists increasingly rely on electronic payments and show growing interest in digital assets. Now, however, the officials noted that the project is not intended to promote crypto assets or direct means of payment. Participants will be required to comply with the strict anti-money laundering and customer verification rules under Thai law, including know your customer requirements, the statement said. So you will be needing to provide your personal information to be a part of this. So I guess this is going to be like any other centralized entity. Now, so Thailand is one of the earliest countries to establish a clear regulatory, legal, and tax framework for crypto assets. Last month, the cabinet approved a finance ministry proposal to exempt crypto transactions from capital gains, effective until December 31st, 2029. So that's a pretty nice little tax benefit we got going on there. So I guess with the KYC process of this, with no taxes on it, is it really no taxes? Like, is that legit? No taxes on crypto or capital gains. So can they spend their crypto on this, do the conversion, or is there still going to be a little tax on there too? Guess we just need more information to dive deeper on it. But hey, this is a pilot program that's happening right now. And hey, if you're going to Thailand within the next 18 months, maybe give it a try and let me know how it plays out. Now, let's continue on with the news. What else do we have for you? Or, let's take a quick commercial break because I'm just going on into altcoin news and what's happening in that space. So let's take a quick commercial break, and thank you, Stephen, for being here. Love seeing my guests here on the show. So yeah, let's take a quick commercial break, and I will be right back after these messages.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. So yes, guys, let us continue on with the crypto news. And if you want to check out any of our programs we have to offer at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, you do need to be a member. But if you want to check them out, go to bitcoinben.io right down here in the little corner, and you should get tons of information, everything you need there. But let's continue on with the news. What other little micro cap news do I have for you from Twitter before I go into some more articles? Looks like there's a fun fact out there. This $200 machine has the ability to mine 3.125 Bitcoin. This is a BitX little hard drive. We got one up in the front. I haven't hooked it up yet, but these little machines do have potential. Now, what are the odds of it actually happening? Very, very, very slim, but I think it's like 1 in a million or 3 million. It's a high number that you will actually solve a block and get reward Bitcoin, but it does happen. Like this article or this post from Bitcoin Magazine was yesterday at around 4:11 p.m. Like I'm looking at this time right here, and then literally right after they posted this, like a solo Bitcoin miner just locked in, solved a block, and won that 3.125 Bitcoin, and that happened around August 17th. 5:19, so literally an hour after they posted this little tweet right here, some lucky solo miner out there won 3 Bitcoin. So it's not possible to do it. So maybe you want to get it. And plus, if you have this running, it's securing the Bitcoin network because this is a little Bitcoin miner. It's a node. It's relaying transactions. It's solving blocks. If it does solve the block, you get rewarded that Bitcoin. So I thought that was a pretty just odd but awesome article because it's always cool when you see a solo miner actually mine the Bitcoin. But just seeing like them posting about going, hey, don't forget this can happen. Like you can solve Bitcoin, and boom, an hour later, someone actually did. So that was pretty cool. And then also, guys, we are still so early. Like Bitcoin will eventually reach $1 million. There's no joke. There's no questioning it. It's going to happen when, I don't know, 2032, 2035, but it is going to get there. So being where we're at right now, it's still not too late, guys. So just best thing you can do is dollar cost average, just slowly get in, because if you don't have a lot of money to go into it, just dollar cost average $20 a month or whatever you can do. Just start making Bitcoin a new savings account in your own self-custody wallet and not on an exchange, and then you're setting yourself for life. So yeah, so if you need more in-depth questions about, or you want more research on it, on like how this is going to increase your wealth over time, watch the Bitcoin Ben show this morning. It's literally cryptos are the only options to build wealth right now. So give him a check. It was a great show this morning, so definitely watch it. But let's continue on with the news now. What else is happening in the crypto space? Looks like Ether is about to unstake $3.8 billion worth of tokens. So this might be like there might be a market correction because people are unstaking their coins in hopes that a bull run's happening and they don't want to have to wait that unstaking process in case the price would fluctuate. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of Ethereum tokens and some other staking coins out there unstake some tokens depending on their wait time. But in this article, we're just going to be mentioning the $3.8 billion worth of ETH about to be unstaked. So Ether on staking queue has a 15-day wait as investors aim to withdraw a record $3.8 billion in ETH. So if you're staking Ethereum, like some places may be a 15-day wait. I think Coinbase is like a 30-day wait. So check the wait period on how long it would take to unstake. But some people are just getting ready because in case like the time comes where there's a big bull run and you want to take some profit, if your coins are staked, you will not be able to touch it until it's fully unstaked and ready to be used. But let's see a little bit more about this. So the staking ecosystem of Ethereum has reached a new high with 877,106 Ethereum, worth 3.88 billion, currently queued for a withdrawal. Now, with a 15-day wait time on Friday, data from Validator Q notes that the current number of active validators is above 1.08 million, with 29.5% of the total ETH supply staked, i.e. around 35.3 million Ethereum. Now here's the validator queue of how much ETH is being staked and queued for exit right now, and looks like it's pretty high. But decentralized finance analysis Ignis said that the surge in unstaked ETH is being driven largely by the top 3 liquid staking platforms. Lido leads with 285,000 ETH queued for withdrawal, followed by ETH5 with 134,000 ETH, and then Coinbase with 113,000 ETH. Now, are these the companies itself pulling it, or is it on behalf of their clients? I don't know. Maybe the article will continue on. But while the rise in queued unstaked ETH could mean massive profit taking, the analysis believes that the recent accumulation and buying strength from Ether treasury companies and spot Ethereum exchange traded funds is absorbing much of the selling pressure. So even though like this is about to be unlocked, we still have companies and institutions actually acquiring a Ethereum treasury instead of a Bitcoin one, and also we still have the Ethereum ETF. So those guys are still buying, and it's going to be gobbling up this sell pressure right here. So we might not see a huge dip in the price, but we may see some correction. But data from strategic3reserve.xyz highlights the collective holding of strategic reserves and ETFs have surged 140% since May, now climbing to 10,008,263 Ethereum from just 4.1 million. Now, the sharp increase underscores a swift consolidation of Ethereum supply into the hands of major institutions and corporate players. Now, here's a chart of Ether treasuries and ETF holdings, and it looks like we have a lot more in the ETFs versus the treasury, or do we have more in the treasury versus that? No, there's more in Ethereum in the ETF. But Ignis highlights another bullish narrative tied to the potential launch of Ethereum staking ETFs. The analysis suggests that some investors may be freeing up liquidity now to re-enter, though, through these products later, now effectively reshuffling their exposure with existing or without exiting the Ethereum market altogether. Now, while the SEC's final deadline for approval is set for April 2026, Bloomberg ETF analysis CFART notes that the green light could come much sooner, possibly as early as October 2025. Now, how does the wait impact Ethereum prices? Well, the high number of queued ETH is a double-edged sword for Ethereum price action. If institutions' flow keeps pace, Ethereum could hold its ground and even set up for another leg higher. However, if those inflows slow down, the backlog of unstaked ETH could weigh in on the market and cause a little price fluctuation and dip right there. But Ethereum's price has faced a sharp correction on Thursday and Friday following a hot U.S. producer price index print, which raised inflation concerns. With prices currently at $4,500, ETH could tag the daily order block or internal liquidity zone between 4,300 and 4,160, moving towards the high of 5,000. So hopefully we do get it. Where are we at right now? Hold on, let me go over here. I'm gonna go to CoinMarketCap. Let me pull up ETH. We're at 4,300, so not bad. That is a little price, but that's the entire market for you. Like if you look at the entire market, everything how that's dipped with Bitcoin right now. But again, just don't get scared out from it. It's not the end. We still got a long ways to go. Let's take a look at crypto bubbles too. I'm just going to pull that up here for you to just show you that all markets were affected. See, here is the day chart. Everything took the dip for this weekend. Even if you look at the week, that's when it really all started. But with the month, we're still in the green. Same with the year. Everything's looking good. So nothing to worry about there. But let's continue on. So crypto intelligence platform Kiyotaka reported a large Ethereum liquidation cluster between 5,000 and 5,200 on Wednesday. However, in the past 24 hours, the pressure has shifted to longs with over 1.2 billion in positions at risk of liquidation. Now, if Ether fails to hold a 4,200 level, the next key support lies between 41 and 3,900. So if ETH price doesn't support or doesn't hold on to this 4,300, then price analysis or technical analysis people are saying these are the next prices to look for. Now, this is aligned with the 0.5 or 0.0 or 0.6 Fibonacci retracement range, often referred to as the golden zone for uptrend retest. And this layer also overlaps with previous higher high levels, adding to its potential strength as support zone. So that's what we got to look for with ETH if you want to follow this token along. But yeah, so there's quite a bit in unstaking in the process. But again, we still have ETFs and treasuries acquiring it. So in case anything goes there where that slows down, then we may see a price correction. And then they're saying we'll test the 4,100 or 3,900, and that's where it could hold. So that is our Ethereum news. What else do we have? We got BNB acquisitions about the BNB network company. It's bold move to boost its holdings. So they're adding to their treasury with this Binance tokens. So let's go through this article here about it. So a lot of technical analysis articles for you just in the space here. But the cryptocurrency world is buzzing with news of a significant BNB acquisition. BNB Network Company, the dedicated treasury arm of CEA Industries, has made headlines by announcing the purchase of an additional 125,000 BNB tokens. This strategic move dramatically increases their total holdings to a staggering 325,000 BNB, solidifying their position in the digital asset landscape. Now, the announcement detailed in a recent Globe Newswire press release highlights a clear commitment to their long-term BNB chain strategy, aiming to establish themselves as a dominant force on the blockchain space. Now, what drives the significant BNB acquisition? You might be wondering, why such a large BNB acquisition? Well, the BNB Network Company has a clear, forward-looking vision. The firm explicitly cited that this expansion directly supports its BNB chain strategy, essentially by holding a substantial amount of BNB. They are strengthening their foundation stake in the ecosystem, and this isn't just about accumulating digital assets. It's about actively participating in it and influencing the future development and the governance of the BNB chain. Now, moreover, this project strategically positions the BNB Network Company as the largest corporate treasury holdings of BNB tokens. Now, this distinction is crucial in the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency market. It sends a strong signal of confidence and conviction in the utility, scalability, and future growth with potential of the BNB chain. Now, such a move can attract further institutional interest and potentially encourage more corporate entities to explore similar digital asset strategies. Now, this deep commitment showcases a belief that the BNB chain will continue to be a vital platform for decentralized applications, smart contracts, and Web3 innovation. Now, their investment aligns with the network's long-term roadmap, suggesting a symbiotic relationship where the company's treasury supports the chain's growth and the chain's success enhances the value of their holdings. Now, this is the BNB's Network Company's bold move, boosting its holdings. The latest BNB acquisition of 125,000 tokens is not an isolated event. It builds upon their existing, already considerable treasury. Before this recent purchase, the company held a substantial amount of BNB. Adding another 125,000 brings the total to 325,000 BNB, marking a significant strategic increase in their digital asset portfolio. Now, this proactive, aggressive accumulation underscores their dedication to becoming a pivotal player and a leading corporate holder with the BNB ecosystem. Now, this bold finance maneuver reflects a broader, accelerating trend of traditional companies exploring and investing heavily in digital assets. However, BNB Network Company's scale of investment, particularly concentrating on a single high-profile asset like BNB, truly sets them apart. Now, they are not merely dabbling in crypto, they are making a profound long-term commitment that has the potential to influence wider market dynamics and set a precedent for corporate treasury management in the digital age. Now, their decision to publicly announce the significant holding via the Globe Newswire also adds a layer of transparency and confidence. It allows investors and the broader market to understand their strategic direction and the depth of their commitment to the BNB ecosystem. Now, the broader impact of corporate BNB holdings. When major entities like BNB Network Company undertakes such a significant BNB acquisition, it inevitably sends positive ripples through the entire cryptocurrency market, and especially within the BNB chain community. Large-scale corporate holdings like these can contribute significantly to the market stability by effectively taking a substantial portion of the circulating supply out of the immediate speculative trading. Now, this institutional backing also lends immense credibility to the asset, demonstrating a strong vote of confidence in the long-term value for its practical utility. Now, for BNB Chain itself, the acquisition is a powerful endorsement. It strongly suggests the major institutional players perceive tangible long-term value in its underlying technology. Its vibrant developer community and its expansive ecosystem, the endorsement could encourage further innovation, increased development activity, and broader user adoption across the BNB chain, benefiting from participants from decentralized applications and DApp. Now, what's next for the company in the BNB chain? Well, with its substantial acquisition, the BNB network is clearly charting an ambitious and influential course within the digital asset space. Again, their strategy points towards deeper integration and enhanced influence with BNB chain. We get the idea. It's going to increase ecosystem support, yield generation, governance influence, and hopefully more strategic partnerships. So in conclusion, BNB Network Company is impressive with their BNB acquisition of the additional tokens and is far more than just a simple financial transaction. It's a powerful statement of intent and strategic positioning maneuver by bringing their total holdings to 325, and they are unequivocally establishing themselves as a pivotal player in leading corporate treasuries on the BNB ecosystem. So I just kind of skimmed through that one a little bit more because it was just dragging on, but we get the idea. They're trying to do a bold move right there. There's a lot of companies out there doing other treasury companies. If it's not Bitcoin, it was Ethereum. There's Solana. I think even some people are doing a Dogecoin one. Like, they were literally going into the meme coin aspect of a treasury. It's like, really? But more and more companies are going to be starting to do that, and they're going to be choosing which coin they see is going to be probably just most beneficial to them. So that's what's going on with the BNB network, and they're doing with their company. Now let's move on to some Solana news. Okay, so we had Ethereum, we got Solana, we got Binance, and now Solana, and it hit 100,000 TPS milestone with stress test transaction spikes. So it's doing pretty well right now. It's showing that their blockchain can handle the stress of thousands of transactions going through. But Solana briefly achieved over 100,000 transactions per second, and a developer said that the blockchain could theoretically eventually perform 80,000 transactions per second as well. So Solana throughput briefly spiked to 6 figures under a high load of programs called transactions over the weekend, according to developer Mert Mumtaz, the co-founder of the Solana developer tooling firm Helios, said on Sunday that Solana became the first major blockchain to record 100,000 transactions per second on its mainnet. Now, he shared that Solana's block late on Sunday saw 43,016 successful transactions and only 50 failed ones, claiming the total transactions per second reached 107,540. However, most transactions were not token exchanges or trades, but no operation or new program calls. It's an instrument that doesn't perform meaningful computational state changes. Now, Solana's transactions must include at least one instruction. So for transactions that don't need to perform any meaningful operations, the new program provides a way to satisfy this requirement. Now, these lightweight programs call stress test network capacity, but don't directly reflect everyday payments or complex applications. Now, Mumtaz said that even though most of the transactions were program calls, developers could still deduce that you can also theoretically do about 80,000 to 100,000 TPS in transfers, Oracle updates, and similar operations. Now, Solana's real transactions per second are much lower. Solana actual throughput is much lower than these anomalous spikes caused by no-action programs. The total transactions per second is currently around 3,700, according to SolScan. But even the figure is spurious because around 2/3 of those transactions are voting transactions. Solana validators must regularly submit vote transactions to participate in consensus, and hundreds of them voting multiple times per slot inflates the network's true TPS figures. Now, the real throughput on Solana is around 1,050 transactions per second, according to SolScan, and around 1,004 TPS, according to ChainSpect. Now, this is the real Solana TPS, much lower than figures. This is from ChainSpect, so we're seeing around 150 to 104,000. Now, meme coins still dominate the Solana network. Solana derives the majority of its activity from meme coins, the most popular platform on the network, with a 62% share of the total value locked, is the meme coin minting and trading platform Pumped Off Fun, according to SolScan. Now, the value of Solana's decentralized financial apps has climbed over the past few months, reaching $10.7 billion, close to its January all-time high, according to DeFi Llama. And Solana, the blockchain's token, dipped over the weekend as crypto markets cooled, falling back to $187 from the last week's high of $208. Now, the token remains down 36% from its January all-time high of 293, according to CoinGecko. Now, where can Solana go? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a $1,000 coin this bull cycle, but can we see a 3x? Can we see this coin reach $600,000? Or not $600,000. What am I thinking? No, can this coin reach $600? Maybe. We just got to wait and see, but it looks like they're still building. They're doing well, so we'll just keep following and see how they perform during this bull run. But that is our Solana news. I know I'm just pulling up a lot of articles, different chains out there just to bring you what's going on in the space. Now, let's see. Now, these next two articles I'm not going to cover fully, but we're going to do a quick ChatGPT recall of it. But it has to do with the Monero 51% attack that happened by Cubics. But because of it, Kraken paused its Monero deposits following that attack and just wait until it's safe. And also with this attack, though, it also led into the Cubic community voting to target Dogecoin next with this. So instead of us covering both these articles, let's do a quick ChatGPT answer on how this happened, what happened, and whatnot. So what happened with this? Well, Cubic is a blockchain project led by ex-IOTA founder Sergey Ivancheglo, and he ramped up Monero mining power from 2% to 25%. Now, they managed a 6-block reorganization, briefly splitting the chain and spooking the community. Kraken suspended the Monero deposits, and XMR's price dropped 8% since. Now, Cubic framed it as a stress test, while Monero devs accuse them of exaggerating, and many argue it wasn't a true 51% attack, just selfish mining plus lucky blocks is what they're calling it. So it wasn't a true 51% attack. But why does this matter? Not a full takeover. Cubic never had over 50% of Monero's hash rate, but still serious. It showed how even partial hash rate spikes can cause disruption and fear. So going forward, Monero may push harder for decentralized mining, P to pool smaller pools. Exchanges could raise confirmation times or pause deposits faster, and other proof-of-work chains like Dogecoin could be next. Cubic's community already voted to target them. Bottom line, no lasting damages to Monero, but the scare exposed how fragile smaller proof-of-work networks can be when hash power is concentrates. Now, again, like this is like the danger of like just again when it's a low proof of work network out there. Now, Bitcoin, it's huge. We got so many miners out there, farms that are just securing the network and nodes. It's practically not feasibly possible. Like there's not enough money to take a 51% attack on there. But for these lower proof of work chains out there and coins out there, they could potentially risk to it because there's not a lot of validators out there, not a lot of nodes concentrating it. So I guess these guys were able to like gain a couple extra blocks on it. Like what was the full thing? I know this ChatGPT gave me an even bigger answer to it, going over the 51% attacks, or lines more selfish mining, but no, just I wanted to go more in depth on this. I need to do some more research on this though, because again, nobody's really talking about this Monero 51% attack. I tried doing some research over the weekend or last night when I was at the gym. I was like, man, is no one covering this? Or is it just like small side articles that get covered and it doesn't really hit the mainstream out there unless you really dive deep? So again, yeah, so Cubic is a community, an AI-driven community network. And yeah, they did this with Monero, causing a lot of fear and panic in the community, but it only dropped 8%. So not so much fear, but still enough to question what's going on. But that's what's going on. Just a brief little thing going on with Cubic. I know we need to do some more deep dive in it. We need to do a little bit more of a deep dive, but I just want to still bring it to you guys' attention. Now, let's go over our last news article, which another wrench attack is coming in. So guys, be safe out there. Have some self-protection, a knife, pepper spray, whatever. Just keep yourself protected. This isn't the 1990s anymore or sooner, where leave your doors unlocked, let your kids play by themselves outside. It's like no, like the times have changed. Like we need to hold on to protection just to stay safe. And if you or someone around you, close to you, is into crypto trading, like it could potentially put a target on you, because this Brazilian mom has been held for Bitcoin ransom after an alleged kidnapper stalked crypto trading son. So yeah, so even if you're not the one specifically doing the crypto, but you're related to them, just carry some protection on you. Just please do. But a Brazilian crypto trader's mom was kidnapped until a Bitcoin ransom was paid in the latest crypto wrench attack, says a local media report. So Brazilian police have arrested 4 individuals after they allegedly kidnapped the mother of a crypto trader and held her for a ransom of over 3.3 million reais, which is over 600,000 US, worth of Bitcoin. Now, local Brazilian media reported that the retired teacher was captured in March by a gang of 2 men and 2 women when she left a forum in Recife. The alleged criminals thought that she would have access to large crypto holdings after tracking her son's activity on social media. Now, Brazilian investigators told local media that after looking at her son's online posts, the alleged attacker were able to determine where she lived. After kidnapping the victim, the 4 attackers then held her at gunpoint for 12 hours until her son, based in Portugal, sent over 5 Bitcoin, and the local media added. Now, Bitcoin was recently trading at over 117,000 and virtually unmoved over a 7-day and 24-hour period, despite setting a new all-time high above the $124,000 on Wednesday. Now, local cops said that it would be difficult to retrieve the Bitcoin from the alleged kidnappers because, again, once you do a transaction, it's permanent. There's no more middleman to go in there, pull that money back. Once it's done on the blockchain, it's done. It's transparent and it's immutable. It's like you can see it, but you can't do nothing about it. It's just there. It happened. Now, the crypto-fueled kidnapping dubbed wrench attacks are on the rise around the world. Just last month, 4 people in London were convicted for kidnapping a Belgian barber after he boasted online about a Bitcoin fortune he didn't actually have. In France, a total of 25 suspects were arrested earlier this summer in relation to a series of crypto-driven attacks and kidnapping attempts, including the failed abduction of the pregnant daughter of Pierre Nozat, co-founder and CEO of French crypto exchange Paymium. Now, earlier in the year, the alleged co-founder David Balland and his wife were kidnapped in France and held for ransom with the Balland's finger reportedly cut off and sent to associates. Police liberated the couple after about 24 hours, and just 2 men in June pleaded not guilty to the kidnapping and torturing a man for his Bitcoin in a high-profile case in New York. So, of course, those guys are going to say not guilty even though they did it. But a database of wrench attacks shows that nearly as many attacks so far in 2025 as the entirety of 2024. Wait, what? A database of wrench attacks shows that nearly as many attacks so far. So far in 2025 alone, we're matching the amount of wrench attacks that were last year. So guys, just be safe out there. Hold protection on you. Like, even if you're not the one get straight involved with the crypto, but you may your kid or your loved one is, carry some protection now. We're in a new time of day now where you need to protect yourself. I know my family's good. We have our lessons and everything. So if someone tries to go after them, pow, 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 whether it be a burner, a gun, something, I know my family is well off. So, but no, it's just the times we live in. Like, these wrench attacks are fairly new. Like, in my 4 years covering daily crypto news articles, this is really like the first time I've been hearing. I've always heard about the phishing attacks, giving away, clicking on bad links and whatnot. Like, there's always those like scams out there, but like these wrench attacks are completely new. So guys, new time, new day, stay safe out there, just have some protection on you. But that is it for all the news I have for you guys today. Our fear and greed index is currently sitting at 59. So again, that dip, we're in neutral territory. We'll probably soon be making our way up to the greed territory again soon, as long as prices don't continue dipping. But it looks like we might be having a nice little bump back up. We're at 16.69. Oh, we're going to be at 117 again soon. Maybe. We just got to wait and find out. But that is all the crypto news I have for you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry for being an hour late today. Just stuff goes on at the club. Got to get it done. And then that kind of just pushes my show just a little bit behind. But I'm here. I brought you the news. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow on time with some more crypto news articles for you to keep you informed. So everyone, have an awesome Monday. And I will see you again tomorrow with some more news. Peace.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.